When she said, maybe we should take a break and see if we miss each other, I froze for a few seconds, an unexpected weight settling in my chest. We'd been together nearly 3 years. 3 years full of shared jokes, arguments, plans, and small rituals. And now she wanted to press pause, as if our life together were a program you could stop and restart. I asked quietly, "Is there someone else?" She turned her face away and stayed silent. That quiet hit harder than any answer could have. I didn't shout. I didn't plead. I only nodded. "You already lost me," I mouthed under my breath, even though inside I was falling apart. Tears filled her eyes, but she didn't reach for me as I rose to go. That lack of protest told me everything I needed to know. If I truly mattered, she would have asked me to stay. That night, I wandered alone down the streets we used to walk together. The little cafes, the string of lights, even the drizzle seemed to be holding her memory. I replayed how she used to pull me close when I was upset, how she'd lay her head on my shoulder during long night drives. Now it felt like I'd been reduced to an experiment. Days moved on, and mornings lost their color. I stopped compulsively checking my phone. I stopped waiting for her messages. Part of me hoped she'd realize what she'd thrown away and come back. But a larger, sterner part refused to be someone's second choice. I wasn't going to be the fallback in someone else's uncertainty. One evening, I saw her on the park bench where we always sat. She was alone. She looked up as I passed. Her gaze followed me, but I kept walking. I wanted to stop. God, I did, but pride and the sting of being abandoned held me back. That night she messaged, "I miss you." I stared at the words for a long time, drafted replies, erased them, drafted again. Finally I sent, "I'm not someone you miss. I'm someone you keep." Then I switched my phone off. A week later she stood at my door. Her eyes were swollen, her voice trembling. "I made a mistake," she said. The pain in her face looked genuine, and for a moment I believed her. But I wasn't the same person who waited anymore. The version of me who forgave instantly and hoped for the best had been replaced. I told her I was sorry, but I couldn't return to the place where I constantly wondered if I was enough for someone who had once hesitated. She sobbed harder. For a second, I almost relented. Then the memories of nights I'd spent alone while she figured things out came rushing back. The ceiling I stared at, the echo of her laugh in my mind, the promises that turned brittle. Healing was hard. There were long nights when love felt like a wound, but I discovered a resilience I hadn't known I had when I stopped chasing someone who chose to leave. Over time, I met someone new. She was straightforward. No games, no tests, no pauses. She held my hand as if she meant it, and when she said she loved me, I believed her, not because I needed reassurance, but because her words match her actions. Sometimes relationships end not with a dramatic fight, but with quiet withdrawal, a slow drifting apart, a decision disguised as a break. Breaks aren't always about growth. Sometimes they're a gentle way to walk away without naming it. That was what happened with her. When I think of her now, anger doesn't rise in me. Instead, there's calm. Letting go of someone who couldn't choose me was the first act of choosing myself. I do miss a version of her, the one who loved me fully, but not the person she became during that break. The truth is simple. When someone says, "Let's take a break," sometimes they mean they don't want to continue. And in that moment, I was already gone.